Welcome to 3D comparison. So this is a major breakthrough. We have the first tool, the Generative AI 3D tool, that can output models up to 10 million. And this will be the case study, as you can see over here within Rodin. So if you follow my channel, you'll know that I make various comparisons between 3D Generative AI tools. And this will be regarding Rodin. As you can see over here, they updated over here the 10 million mesh. The main problem with this one, let's say it's not a major problem, is that it will not have a texture. But we see over here that the amount of details will be crazy. Now keep in mind that over here we have this one within the preview. If I'm going to hit download like this will be locked, so I will need to fork this if I want to go ahead and make the texture as well. But check over here that this is the first generative AI tool that actually filled over here the bear, as you can see over here, and there are many details around the model. Now, I already made some additional case study models in order to discuss them within this video. And we're going to start with this one. We have the wooden rooster. So if you follow my channel, you know that I use this within various case studies. And then we have over here one set to 2 million, which is this one, and the other one, which will be set to 10 million. Now I can go ahead and I can further smooth this. So currently within this version, I see over here that I have some errors with smoothing within Blender 4.0.1, but that doesn't matter. What I actually want to showcase over here is the fact that this will be the one with 10 million using the same image input, the wooden rooster, and we're going to see over here that the legs will be like this. Within the one with 2 millions, we're going to see that those will be connected. But check over here the amount of details. So this is really amazing that Generative AI can now output so many details. I also loaded those over here within GeoMagick in order to analyze those. So let's initially analyze the 2 million mesh over here, which will be the following. I'm going to go with Mesh Doctor. I'm really curious what is the amount of faces that are problematic. So we do have 6 self-intersection in this case, and I can go ahead and I can clip those. So we see them as following. You see over here that since this is quite complex, even the preview within GeoMagick will take a little bit of time to load, but we only have those 8 self-intersecting faces within 2 locations. Regarding high crease and spikes, we're going to see that they will be as following. Regarding small tunnels, so this is something really important if you want to further work on your models. And we see that in this case, Rodin actually outputted only 2 small tunnels. So if I'm going to move around over here within the model, we're going to see those are the areas that will have mostly spikes. So if I will uncheck that and highly crease, we're going to see that mostly the model will be really good. Now let's go ahead and do the same over here for the 10 million one. So I'm going to hide the 2 million one. I'm expecting GeoMagick to lag even more with this. So let's go with Mesh Doctor. But I'm really curious if the amount of high crease edges has increased, let's say, proportional to the amount of details. Keep in mind that this is quite a complex mesh. And we see over here self-intersections, 76, and they will be located within 21 locations. So I can go ahead and I can clip, I can do a clip lane between those, and we're going to see them as following. Okay, sorry. Now, they are not that problematic. They are more than within the previous model, but keep in mind that this is not a simple mesh. We see over here the high amount of details. I'm going to go now for the highly creased edges, and we're going to see that this will be around 854 in this case. And regarding spikes, I'm expecting spikes to be quite high. And as you can see, there are a lot of spikes. Now, regarding small components and tunnels, we do have 3 small components. So that means those are meshes, so patches that are not connected to the main one. And in this case, we're going to see that for the small tunnel analysis, it will take a little bit of time for GeoMagick to process this. And this I consider this to be really amazing. There are even 3D scans made with various structurized scanning that are not as complex as the model output by Rodin over here. And this is really impressive, and I'm pretty sure that this will start to heavily influence the 3D scanning, let's say, field. Even though the models are not accurate, so usually if you want to do some reverse engineering, you do want those to be accurate as within real life. But we see over here the The mesh will not have any huge problems, so some self-intersections, those can be easily fixed. Some highly creased edges, some spikes, and there will be 3 small components, so again, we can easily fix those. Now, I just want to showcase over here some other case studies. If you follow my channel, you know this one with the boxer that is punching out of the TV. This is the output, as you can see over here. Again, really impressive considering the amount of details over here. So especially for the character and for the boxing glove. And this will be the back. So a lot better than what Rodin used to output when this was only capped at 1 million. This is really amazing that Rodin was the generative AI tool that was, let's say, capped to 1 million, while others have pushed for 2 million faces for several months now. And now we have Rodin that has pushed this even further, and it went directly to 10 million. Initially, I was expecting this to go up to 5 million, but they decided to just ramp up and go for 10 million faces. And I also want to showcase this. So now where we are uploading a model, we have the possibility to select how many variations we want for that. In this case, I have set up for this to be to 3. So as you can see, this will be the preview. Rodin still will have some problems with some models with depth perspective. In this case, we see that it trimmed the background, but we do have over here multiple variations. Unfortunately, the starting image over here was heavily cropped, so this should be a table of chess, and it should also have the back and the bottom. But let's take a look at this. I'm just going to add this over here from scratch. So this is the reference. As you can see, Rodin clipped this over here, most likely because it had a black background over there. But now we see over here that we can generate the following. So extremely low, this will only take roughly, let's say 4 seconds, and this will be extremely high. I went over here with extremely high, and I'm gonna go ahead and I will show you exactly how much time this will take. This will also only use 1 credit, so that is really amazing, as you can see. And it's 12:41 p.m. I already started this. I'm pretty sure that it will manage to output the model even faster than 85 seconds because I already made some case studies before, as we saw, and it was getting that model really fast. Now I'm just gonna check the clock. So I didn't exactly check the seconds, but we're gonna see if this will go within 12:43 p.m. But I'm pretty sure that it won't. That means it will be, let's say, around roughly maybe 2 minutes. So it was 85 seconds, less than that. But I'm pretty sure that this will finish quite fast. Now, why is this important? It's really important because, as I said previously, Rodin is the first generative AI tool that has offered this commercially. And what is most impressive is the fact that this will only cost 1 credit. I'm pretty sure that this uses a lot of processing power. So having this for only 1 credit is something really impressive. Now we see over here within a generation, we see the clock 12:42 p.m. So let's say that roughly now we have 1 minute. Those of you who follow this video will better see this exactly because I'm not going to trim this. So on YouTube, this will be exactly presented over there. But we see that now this is roughly the progression bar. It's more than half. And usually when we reach this section, this will automatically be ready. That means Rodin will open a new window, and within that new window, we can go ahead and we can visualize that. We see over here that this is Gen 2.5 version 2.0. So this is the major improvement. The fact that they also enable these high models. Now, when you are going to download those, so we see over here it's 12:43 p.m. So it's roughly been, let's say, close to 2 minutes now. So maybe it's a little bit more than expected, but now we see this is ready. So yeah, we see the output. Again, with this mesh, this will have a problem. As you can see, this will be poorly cropped. I can go ahead and I can modify this image within Affinity so that it will not have that black background over there. And also keep in mind that when you are downloading this 10 million, this will go directly within a GLB file format. Now, with other models, it will not struggle. Those that can be easily cropped, for example, this AT&T, I'm just going to go over here again with extremely high. We see over here now it's stated over here 80 seconds. I'm pretty sure that it was 80 before, not 85. And let's just generate one HD for this one. This is another popular reference image that I've used within multiple videos on my channel. And you can go ahead and you can see how far generative AI has progressed within those. This is why I decided to make 3D comparison in order to also keep a history of how generative AI has evolved. And we see over here that things have really evolved really, really well. Now, these two meshes, if I'm going to overlap them, keep in mind that they weren't within the same input, so I didn't fork them, I just upload them twice, and we see that they will overlap as following. And within GeoMagick, again, if I will show both, we're gonna see that they will be overlap like this. We can do over here a deviation analysis, but we do see that there are some changes. For example, over here on the rooster head, those are most obvious. We see those two different meshes, but over here on the tail as well, and again on the legs, because this 2 million model, this try to embed symmetry, so this is something that you can further modify within Rodin settings when you input. For this one, it still maintained the symmetry as we can see for the legs, but it didn't actually try to force it like that, like within the other model. Now we see over here the AT&T will soon be ready, and I just want to showcase the amount of details that this will have. And this is why I decided to make again this in real time. I don't want to crop anything from the video because I want to showcase how fast Rodin outputs model and the quality that the model will have. Now we see over here that this was also set to symmetric. Again, we can change that. And this will be the output. So since this was set to symmetric, I see over here that Rodin actually struggle with the amount of legs. So we see the AT&T actually will have 6 legs, even though it should only have 4. So again, this is still a problem that Rodin has with some images, but take a look over here at the amount of details. All of those are fine embedded over there, not as textures, but as pure geometry. So this is why it's really impressive. Again, if I will go ahead and I will change over there the symmetry, within the settings, I'm pretty sure that this will output better. So over here we have that symmetric. I change that. I'm gonna hit redo. This will further go and be reprocessed. And I'm gonna wait to see if that will clear the problem. If we're gonna take a look at the model from this perspective, we see that those legs, Rodin tried to make them symmetrical, so this here should actually be located a little bit in front. But let's just take a look at this reprocessing without that symmetry. And we see that this is version Gen 2.5, so really impressive. And over here we do have a progress bar. We see over here in percentage, not just graphically like we had previously. But I'm pretty sure that Rodin will manage to output this correctly because I already used this within their previous models and it used to output fine. I'm pretty sure that the embedded symmetry was the reason over here that it didn't work. Now we see over here the amount of details for the head, and this is why I consider this to be really impressive because now we can generate 3D environments really easily with generative AI. We can just set a theme, we can go generate those images, generate really impressive models, and we can make various experience. So this is really useful if you are within VR, AR, mixed reality application development. Generative AI has unlocked the potential to go ahead and generate amazing environments and amazing content really easy just by inputting some images. Now we have this being processed in real time, and as we can see over here, this managed to fix that. So keep in mind that when you are working with Rodin, you will have to pay attention to the symmetry embedded because that will usually mess up the models. But we see over here that some of the symmetry is not perfect over here on the AT&T head. But regarding the legs over here, these are really impressive detailed. So this is the best version of this AT&T that Generative AI has outputted, and I'm really impressed by the amount of details over here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. Let me know in the comment section what is your opinion regarding this. Do you consider that Rodin did a major breakthrough by releasing this 10 million faces model? Because in my opinion, this is a really big milestone over here. Okay, you're gonna find over here on the left side a playlist with generative AI. And if you enjoy this kind of content, you can consider to subscribe. You're gonna find the button on the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.